Thank you.
So, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us here in this conversation in this afternoon to learn about what it's like to actually run a fintech company in Ukraine and of course connected to Ukraine. We've seen quite a terrible situation there since the past year, but you see as well that entrepreneurship is a quite strong measure to actually try and resolve some of the challenges that Ukraine is facing at the moment. My name is Ginsel. I'll be your host for today, but of course it's not about me, it's much more about our lovely guests here. I'll start here at the end with Jess Turner from Mastercard. Welcome.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me today. I'm actually here representing Inga, our country manager in Ukraine for Mastercard, but I'm very pleased to get to share the stage with you.
Thank you, Jesse. Then we've got Misha Rogalskiy from Monobank, one of the co-founders. Very much welcome.
Hi everyone, it's great to be here.
Great, thanks. And Svitlanka Sergiichuk from Neofin. Very much welcome.
Hi everyone, great to be here.
Yeah, great. I think we've got a really great show of people here, and what we'd like to do here today is actually really get a bit of an understanding of what's going on the floor in Ukraine, especially also I think to try and see if we could actually do a reach out to figure out what everyone else could potentially contribute to what's going on in Ukraine. But maybe Svitlanka, I'd like to start with you. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about Neofin and what you do as a business?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a co-founder at Neofin. This is a no-code lending automation platform, and it enables the financial institutions to deliver any kind of lending, consumer lending products to market in days' time instead of long and painful months it usually takes. And we are originally from Ukraine, born and raised Ukrainian business that is currently also operating in the Middle East and North Africa and also in North America.
Ooh, thanks. Where are you based yourself at the moment?
At the moment, I'm based all between Toronto and Chicago.
Okay. But you've got, so let's say your connection still with your team who's based in Ukraine at the moment. Yeah.
Absolutely, and we still are working with Ukrainian customers, and I will tell you more that even this month and previous months, every month we're signing up a new bank from Ukraine, and I'm very proud of the Ukrainian banks that even at this time are thinking about updating their technology and about lending innovations.
Yeah, thanks. Misha, how about you? Can you tell us a bit about your company?
Yeah, sure. I'm the founder of Monobank. Monobank is biggest and one of the first mobile bank in Ukraine, but we now have 7 million customers, and we service around 25-30% of the market, depending how you measure. So for us, Ukraine is not only the place where we're based and our team and ourselves are based, but it also where all our customers are. So challenges and obstacles that we had to face for the last year and a half is quite substantial.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're on top of the game there, because you both see indeed from an employer, as an employer, you basically see what it does to your team, as well as how your customers are behaving differently and what kind of challenges they're facing in this environment. So I'd love to hear more about that in a minute. And so Jesse, sort of what's your relationship, or what's the relationship for Mastercard to actually be involved in Ukraine at the moment?
So the relationship for this particular panel is that we have a Start Path program. We've had it within Mastercard for many years, and we've had over 350 startups run through it in 43 countries. And last year on the panel, we announced the Ukrainian Start Path program specifically to focus on Ukrainian businesses led by Ukrainian founders and co-founders. And so we're here today to hear about the great success so far in that program, and also on how we can continue to help and lean in. I personally had the opportunity to meet both of you guys together for the first time because I wasn't here last year, and I have to tell you, it's inspiring, not only in what you're doing, but in the way you explain it, and that's why we're here today, is because we want to help and lean in.
Yeah, great, I think. And so just briefly touch upon that, sort of, because some people might not know what the Start Path program is, so just to wrap that up, what does it mean, Start Path, exactly? So what kind of program is it?
What kind of program is in Start Path? This particular program was a 6-month program. We picked 6 startups where we were offering the opportunity, leveraging Mastercard assets, also a $10,000 stipend, and then we also promote access and networking to MasterCard customers, MasterCard partners, and MasterCard executives with a hope that we can help enable faster acceleration of startups, and also often find commercial ways that we can work together with these startups as a MasterCard entity.
Great. Yeah, great supplement, I think, there to the ecosystem, and hopefully it's also beneficial to you in one way or the other. Svitlanka, I'd just like to learn about sort of how you see things are developing now on the ground. I mean, definitely your team there, as well as the new deal that you did with the bank. I think it's quite exciting that that's actually happening. Can you give us a bit of a feeling on how that works at the moment?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of complications and a lot of challenges are going on, but what I wanted to focus on as a main point is that is how Ukrainian fintechs and Ukrainian financial technology is taking this challenge as an opportunity to make such a rapid and super important changes in a very traditional and conservative banking industry. And what I can say during the last year and a half, what has been changed is the rapid development and popularization of the services like remote verification that basically enables the verification and onboarding of the customer without even visiting the branch, the liveness detection, the popularization of the virtual cards that does not even require the meeting with the couriers, that basically enables the functioning of the financial institutions at the hardest times. And I would say that at Neofin we have the customers through all over Ukraine, and some of our customers were even going through the occupation, and the digitalization is basically what helped them move forward and what helped them go through it. And right now, even the most traditional financial institutions like credit unions are also moving forward to the digitalization path.
Yeah, and so do you see that actually sort of the constraints in which the country and as well as businesses are at the moment is actually really a driving force maybe to accelerate that as well?
Yeah, that is a very challenging way, but we would call it the acceleration to innovate and to push the technology forward.
And one thing I just want to mention, we were just backstage, so it's really exciting talking about DIA. Can you tell us a bit about that, perhaps, what it worked? Because I think that relates a lot to what you're saying about this digitization potential, the role the government plays, as we also just heard.
Yeah, sure. And it hurts a bit to talk about it because it's not our product. But I would say that out of digital products that came out of Ukraine, DIA is my second favorite after monobank. And I don't know, guys, who haven't chance to experience it, is a lot of you are not Ukrainians, but I would say that you will envy that your government don't do the same thing as Ukrainian Ministry of Digital Transformation does, because we have the app where you have all your documents, your driver license, your passport. That's the place where you get your ticket for parking violation, or where you will get, with this app you can authorize banks to open an account for you, and it's all in one app, and it's just amazing. And my personal view that if your government not doing that, you should choose another government.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely a good idea. So indeed, we were really excited about this backstage, about actually being able to have your driver's license, your passport, and all your IDs in your wallet, on your phone, no hassle free. It has played also an important role, I think, in the fact that refugees, of course, needed documents to be able to get out of the country in a lot of cases, and they were actually able to make use of that DIA tool very, very nicely, I think, on that. And how does it play a role in your business? Does it also actually allow you to onboard customers much faster and do KYC?
Oh no, absolutely. So now we onboard around, depending on the months, on 100,000, 200,000 customers per month, and 80% of them are onboarded through DIA. And to give you an alternative to that is that you have to make a copy of your passport, which is like physical paper book, and then you have to go to the point and someone to sign it, like verify this is the right copy. So it's hideous. But with Dia, it's just a couple of minutes process. You just allow bank access to a bank, you verify yourself with a selfie, and that's it. You can open an account, you can get a digital card and start transacting. So that's really innovation.
Cool. So it's really jumping ahead as well, I think, from that perspective. This sounds appealing as well for Mastercard, I would guess, to that infrastructure.
I was going to say, I'm remarkably impressed by Dia, and Mastercard had the opportunity to partner with Dia and provide kind of a consultancy session, our group in Warsaw, Poland, which I think is being extended into the Ukraine as a partnership. And because of all this great technology and being able to leverage it, it should help small businesses with Ukrainian owners and founders to leap forward. So it just shows how the foundation of something so powerful can expand so much more. And if entities can help lean in with whatever assets we have, and others as well, all boats rise.
Yeah, great. Thanks. So Svitlanka, so what kind of challenges do you see still, for example, in your workforce or with your clients that are actually really next on the roadmap to be solved, where you see that there's really energy being pushed towards further digitization?
I would say that the first challenge that we faced during the war was to secure the continuity of the business and secure the continuity of the business operation. We've been doing a lot of work on supplying our company, our team, our employees and their families with the assets, with access to electricity, with access to internet, and with safe spots where they can be, where they can be. And we had the cases. It was like in the middle of winter, when our solution architects were basically presenting a solution to the brand new neobank out of Mauritius from the shelter. So there have been a lot of adventures like that, and I think that right now we are as durable as we can be for the moment. And the challenges in the digitalization right now is basically the readiness of the business, because it takes bravery and it takes the power of decision to still think about innovations at this difficult time. But I'm happy to mention that there are still Ukrainian banks that are still launching new innovative lending programs and credit programs at these times, which is super important because now more than ever people need access to capital to keep moving.
No, exactly. Of course, the economy took a very serious hit from the war as well, and that's also, let's say, I mean, everyone can dream only about this war ending very fast, but of course, as a next step, you will have to really work harder on the economy even to repair on that side what's needed. So maybe how's it going for your development? How do you see, let's say, your customer base evolve, and what kind of things are they using, and how can you help them basically progress?
I would say that we had 3 stages of the priorities that we had to climb that ladder through the last year and a half. The first stage is survival, right? So the first 2 months, all we were focusing were the survival of the bank, on the banking system. You have people who are fleeing their homes, who travel to another countries. They rely on their bank accounts. It's impossible to withdraw cash. And honestly, the first days we thought that it would be lines, queues to the ATMs and the bank branches to withdraw cash, and it happens, but happened only for a couple hours. And then when everyone realized that banking system is still working, that you can pay with a card, it calmed everyone down, and that was very important at the very beginning. Then next stage is we started thinking of what we can do to help the effort, to help the fight, to help whatever we can do. And we've developed the product to help fundraising for, because a lot of efforts is actually funded through fundraising of the volunteers, either humanitarian cause or military cause. And we developed a product that helped to volunteers to create a QR code and receive money from Ukraine and from outside Ukraine. And with this product, for last year, they raised more than $100 million just through that product. And it helped buy a couple of huge UAVs, We bought a lot of kamikaze drones, both for naval and for air. So this was what we were focusing on for another half a year. But after that, we will start thinking of what we can do to help in like a third stage on what we can do to help businesses and to help economy, and we start developing products for small businesses. We went to acquiring business and we launched a lighted QR acquiring that would allow to create a for small business, even where there's no other means to take the payment, but to take payment with QR code. And now we're launching business for banking. We're branching out to Poland, where a lot of our customers moved now, and we want to create this branch between, bridge between Poland and Ukraine, to help them to get accustomed to local banking system, to get the banking on their native language, customer support in their native language, give ability to transfer money from their account to their relatives' account in Ukraine free of charge and instant. So we start doing more to help people and to understand that we need to continue going to both economy and day-to-day lives in order to country and the business to survive.
Yeah, cool. I think that's quite exciting to see that you're actually sort of moving across borders there and actually creating these facilities for the diaspora of Ukraine at the moment. What I wanted to ask you is, Svitlanka, I think you're in the credit space, right? But I think most people here would find it pretty hard to think about credit risk, for example, in the Ukrainian situation. But can you maybe say something about that?
Absolutely. So I will tell a story that before February 24, 2022, we as a startup already were break even, and every month we were getting like a couple of new customers organically from the positive experience and word of mouth, and we were building plans for international expansion by the beginning of 2023. And then in February 2024, we understood that we're not break even anymore, because we just stopped billing a lot of Ukrainian customers because they needed support. They needed support in order to accumulate the strengths and get back to their, renew their credit operations. So for us, it was a very strong stimulation to speed up our international extension. So what we planned to do in 2 years, we did it in half a year, and we landed the first customer in the Middle East, which was outside of Ukraine. We landed the first customer in the Middle East in 3 months, and we started going through all the international acceleration programs, and through within just a year, we've received all of the necessary certification and compliance necessary to work in the credit technology space in the US, which was pretty complicated, but we were so motivated to push this forward that I would say that it was a very strong push forward for us to go international. And right now we're just working hard to maintain the space, and we're happy to see the Ukrainian banks not only resuming their credit operations, but also thinking innovatively what we can do, how we can make it easier for the user. And the products that we have in Ukraine, for example, one of our customers, Unix Bank, together with us, Unix Bank has released the very first in the Eastern Europe use case of the credit that is issued to any card of any bank within 10 minutes from the application. And when I say it in the US, I'm getting this, surprising reaction, but this is a reality right now in Ukraine, and this is how the credit space is innovating, and we at Neofin are just happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's definitely. You want to touch?
You know what also very unpredictable, I would say, is resilience of Ukrainian economy and Ukrainian consumers. Our main product is credit card, so we now increase in lending, and we see the numbers on non-performing loans almost the same as we had before the invasion. And if you think about it, it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
But it is. It's somehow part of the country continue living the life and people continue maintaining the credit history, and people continue to go to the I don't know, restaurants and those sort of stuff, which really hard to understand when you see just the information from the news and the picture that you will get from there.
No, exactly. But exciting in any case that you're moving into this space and actually keep on providing these services. Yes.
I was just going to say, I think when there's upheaval in the world, startups and disruptors are what change the day. They innovate and they solve real problems. And this invasion in Ukraine and what you've done is remarkable. So even the fundraising tool, because I got to see it, had a totally different purpose, right? And you were able to switch it quickly.
Yeah.
And the fact that you were able to shorten your roadmap that quickly for something so remarkable and so impactful is why we care so much about accelerating startups, because we'll add value as a large enterprise like Mastercard does in lots of ways, and we're very, very supportive of what we can do to help Ukraine. But the disruption in a positive way that startups like you guys can have, we can only help fuel because we won't be able to replace it. And so I think it's remarkable, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, great. Well done indeed. And I think we're almost running out of time, but I just want to definitely ask you, Misha, is there anything else that you're looking forward to? You perhaps want to call out to the audience. What way could they potentially now either learn from Ukraine or bring to Ukraine?
I would say that my last message is that don't forget what's happening in Ukraine. It's not it's not ended. It's still happening. Just 2 days ago, they blew the dam, and there's hundreds of people who suffer from there. And we really need your support, and we need you to keep supporting us. We need you to keep pushing your governments and your parliament representative to help Ukraine. Without your help, we would be alone, and it would be really hard for us.
Thank you. Svitlanka, anything to add?
I totally agree with what Misha stated. Do not forget of what we're going through, and I would say keep working with Ukrainian technology, not because you're sorry, but because it's actually a great technology to work with.
I think that's definitely a good learning point for today. I think definitely Ukraine is quite far ahead. There's a lot to be learned there. So thank you for sharing that with us. It's great to have you here, Jess, Misha, and Svitlanka. Thank you very much. Let's give them a big hand, everyone. And good luck with all your journeys.